Kempe and Dowdy struggled to take away positives. They said maybe the third period. What positives could you take out of this game for?
Yeah, I don't think you can draw too many that you can point to a player or to a part of our game. I mean, penalty kill, listen, you give that team 6 power plays. To hold them to 1 is actually probably a pretty good job in the end, if you want to look at one part of the game. But clearly you can't give them 6 and then think you did well. You're not going to win that way.
You only got the 1, but did you feel the penalties maybe disrupted the flow of the team a little bit in the second period, the connectivity as well?
Yeah, that always disrupts you, for sure, but I didn't think there was a lot of flow to the game, really, from either team, particularly the second period. Like, the first period was mucky, but it was kind of a pretty well-played game, and what they did really well, what they did better than us is they checked us better than we did, and we usually check pretty good, and so credit to them. They really played a strong checking game, didn't give us much time and space, and we needed somebody to either one, get a good forecheck going and just try to create something ugly down there, or make a play, and we were really not able to do either of those two things.
How disappointing is that to hear a team out-check you guys when you guys are a team that prides yourself on being a good checking team?
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good team. Like, they're a team, former Stanley Cup champion not too long ago, and yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. I think the shots were 17, 18, or pretty much even at even strength. I didn't think, if we go back and look at the chance-wise at even strength, it wasn't much either way, but they did a good job. They out-checked us. They caught us. They disrupted plays. They didn't let us forecheck. So it's not like we gave them a lot, but they did a good job not giving us anything.
Did you like some of that chippiness in the third period? The guys were still engaged and not maybe checked out?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I liked Malott's response, first of all, to the hit on Fogle, which I think Malott, we kind of saw. We thought it was a high hit. Thought, and so Malott went in, and we got no problems with that. I thought that was a really important moment for him and for our team to know that we're not going to take that. And then, yeah, in the end, you're fighting hard, and probably the score's out of reach at that point. If we get the second one, maybe, but you start getting down 3 late. It makes it pretty tough.
Why was Malott given the extra 2 there at the end of the first? Did you get an explanation on that?
He wanted to give me an explanation, so it's not on him. It was more on me. At that point, I was disappointed that the original hit to the original wasn't just called. I think the play would have went away if the original was called in my mind, and so yeah, we didn't discuss exactly what happened after that.
Jim, how do you balance not wanting to overreact to game 1 of 82, a game where you can maybe excuse some rust, but also not letting your team off the hook for what was probably a subpar performance?
Yeah. Well, listen, that was not a good game for us, but I don't want to take away from how well Colorado played here tonight either. You know what I mean? So let's give them the credit that they're due, and say that we need to play better than we did. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to go bounce back tomorrow. That's just what we do. That's how the league works. It's a marathon, as we know, and I know we weren't happy with the way we played. Players included.
You said in the room that if players could play again, they'd want to do it right now. Is this maybe one of those opportunities where the chance to go back-to-back is encouraging, where you can flush this one and get right back to it tomorrow?
Well, I guess so. I mean, we had a chance after the first. We regrouped. We had a chance if we wanted to really go, we would have went in the second. We didn't really go in the second. So I guess you could say we came a little bit in the third, and so we finished at least with some type of a push. But you get 60 minutes to play the game and play it, between the whistles, and we just didn't get enough done. So we'll need some rest first before we play another one, which is a good team in Vegas tomorrow.
Dumoulin and Soucy made their debuts, mostly playing together. What did you think of that pairing tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were fine. We if you look at the goals, we came back in a D zone. We didn't stop once and close the middle. That's not on either a defenseman. The other one was a seeing eye shot, a little bit, Malinsky's goal, and then we got Neckers on the power play. So there wasn't a player that didn't miss an assignment. There was a couple as a group where we missed an assignment. We had 2 or 3 guys not stopped in front of the net. You're disappointed at that. But I thought, up and down the lineup, there's nobody that really stood out for me in a real positive way or a negative way.
It seemed like Clark was kind of in the middle of the chippiness at the end there, had some word for their bench, down 4-0. Do you like him stirring it up there, or would you kind of rather had a quiet finish to the game?
For all the really good things Clarkie does, probably we don't talk enough about is how competitive he is. So Clarkie's not going to go away. He plays hard. He's in the middle of it. The guys going after him for different reasons, but he's not going away. He plays hard. He's very competitive.
Did you have a plan coming in for these 2 games, how you wanted to use all 22, and did tonight's result, does it change at all what you want to do going into tomorrow?
No, I mean, we thought this is our best 20. Let's play our best 20, and then we would react after the game depending on how it went. So we haven't had a chance to really talk about that yet. Turk and Malott didn't play a lot based on the penalties, but I thought both of those guys played pretty well, really, in the end. Turk had the great chance in front of the net. Malott gets into a fight, has a couple hits, so you can't look at them and say they were the weak link.
You mentioned
lacking connectivity in the first period. It seemed like, especially with the puck, it was lacking all night. Is that something you just kind of have to wait and assume that it's going to fix itself, especially early on, or are there buttons you can push as a coach to get that going?
Well, I think maybe you guys didn't ask the question, but again, I'll say Colorado tracked us hard, didn't give us a lot of time and space, and we tried to make way too many passes under that type of duress. You hear us talk about this a lot. We had to forecheck more. We just had to forecheck more. That was all we were going to be able to get tonight. You could see the way they were skating, and I think we passed up opportunities to do that, and that's why we looked even more disconnected.
with the disconnect, you mentioned sort of how the game was a little bit kind of disjointed. How much of that do you attribute to kind of just opening night jitters?
I mean, I don't know. Somebody asked the question this morning about, do you like being at home with these ceremonies and stuff like that? I've been on both sides of it, and I guess I didn't give the right answer. Was I remember a couple of years ago we were in Pittsburgh in the retired Yager's jersey, and an incredible ceremony. We were so fortunate to be there. One of the best players ever play the game, and it took a long time. But we came out after that. I just remember we skated that night. It was Zach's shaking his head. You remember that night? We came out flying after that. So tonight we didn't come out flying, and I thought Colorado did.
Jeff, you mentioned Jeff Malott a few times and liking the fight from him. You've talked about him in the preseason a lot, adding weight, kind of getting stronger. Does he feel like a guy who's maybe he gets it now, what he needs to do to make the NHL? He's really found what his role is going to be at this level?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had him late, and then you're late and you're just trying to find your way a little, and then we're right into the playoffs. So it's not really a chance to acclimate yourself. But I think he had a good summer to think about how well he played, what he needed to do, get a little stronger. And so I think he's just a much more confident player, knows he can play in the NHL, knows he can contribute. And sometimes that just makes a pretty big difference. I think Taylor Ward, we talked about him the same way. He had the one game only, but he came in way more confident in training camp, preseason. And so I think that's a little bit what's going on with Jeff too.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay.
Hey, Coach. See you tomorrow.